Hello, welcome to your weather video on a gloomy, rarely lousy, rainy Tuesday. And I'm just doing it late so I can get all the latest rainfall amounts for the storm. You can see here on the satellite, finally pulling away. But we still have sucky drizzle out there, still ongoing. We look at the radar, it's mostly gone now. There's still a little bit, still a little bit of. The radar doesn't pick up on that drizzle, but all day today we just dealing with a soaking rain all day long. Miserable day across the area. Just miserable. Really just worst kind of weather you can get. And to show you what the radar was like most of the day. Green, yellow across the area. Just constant rain. Heavy at times. Not much of the day. So... And even though it looked like, it was going to end around 5 or 6, then we had sucky drizzle afterwards. So the drizzle continued, and it was just a nasty, miserable day. I was right about the drizzle. I knew we'd have it today, even after the rain ended. So luckily by tomorrow, this will all be out of here, and we'll have better weather. But this is our storm on the satellite. You can see here. There it is, and it's finally pulling away. But still, you can see that in tropical feed. So plenty of moisture involved with this storm here. Look at what we got going on outside right now. It's pretty chilly out there. Temperatures around in the upper 30s, and did get up to 47 today. After a low of 30 in the morning at Islip, it was pretty chilly last night. Did get that radiational cooling. So I'll first go over our highs and lows for the day. And highs, the East End got up into the 50s today, as well as Jersey Shore. Colder off to the north and west where there was snow. Looking at the lows, West Hampton got down to 21, 30 at Islip, mid-30s even in the city. And on the Jersey Shore, at 21 in the Pine Barrens there, west of Toms River. So pretty low. Let's look at these rainfall amounts. That's what we all want to see here. Let's see how much rain we got today. And Nassau, not as much in Nassau, 3/4 of an inch, and then as you head your way further east, Farmingdale got 0.81, it looks like, and then further east, this is where it really was heavier, 1.33 at Islip, 0.99 at almost an inch at West Hampton, a little over an inch on the North Shore there. Let's see how the East End did. 0.76 at Montauk. I thought it would be a little more. But I guess the rain was more or less moderate for the most part. Little like 3/4 of an inch in Westchester. Central Park got 0.78. JFK 0.88. Let's see how they did down onto the Jersey Shore. Wow, this is interesting. So this is kind of interesting. So 0.53 was that 0.93. It's 0.53 only at Miller Air Park. But as you go into Toms River proper, the number goes up to 1.06. And as you go to Seaside Heights, you got almost 1.21 inches. So it seems like there was the heavier rain was just off to the east there. Eastern parts of the Jersey Shore, and then northern parts also got close to an inch. So it felt like more rain than what we got. But I'd still call it a soaker for sure. And it sure as hell was a soaker. So... we'll go ahead and we'll look at the Wonder Map as well for rainfall amounts. Go over these rainfall amounts here. Should be try to get toward the end of the day so we get the most of them here. All right, some sites in Nassau, this tells you more of a story. Some sites in Nassau to get over an inch. A little less toward central and the northern, depending on where you want. I mean, generally around an inch to an inch and a quarter in most of Long Island. Almost an inch and a half in some of these areas. Pine Barrens getting a good inch and a quarter, 1.28. So, and then a little less toward the East End. So it seems the heaviest rain went over Central Suffolk County. Looks like. Now, the Weather Service doesn't have, I don't think they have rainfall amounts. All they have is snowfall reports. So, we'll just go over here. And wasn't really, nothing really close in our area. Just looks like 3, not really anything big. 1.1 inches was reported at Peekskill, but yeah, nothing really terribly impressive there. So let's go look at the models here. Again, they have a little heavier It's only about the rain today, and it was a miserable day, but luckily this storm pulls away for the rest of our week. The cold air moves in, fair weather tomorrow, and you see there's a little bit of an Arctic front that might move through on Thursday. That will move through on Thursday. That's going to bring even colder weather, and then the high pressure moves in on Friday. And then we've got a storm that's going to go by to the south of us later Friday night into Saturday. That might bring a little bit of light rain, and then that will push away. So, and we'll talk about the weekend. I'll have another video probably Thursday night on that. But let's look at the HRRR here. The next couple of days here, obviously, we won't have to deal with any precipitation, though. That Arctic front might have a snow shower, perhaps, on Thursday, perhaps. Snow or rain shower with that Arctic front. It's going to come through. So here's your dew points and wind flows. Northwest winds take over tomorrow, but we're not in the Arctic air yet. See, the dew points are low, but not that low. Here's the Arctic air coming in. Here's Thursday. So here's the Arctic air, and that will come through Thursday and to Thursday night, and then the winds pick up we'll go from west to northwest, and that's going to be a really cold air right there you're going to be dealing with as we get into Friday. Temperatures tonight will probably drop to the mid-30s by morning. Tomorrow, still going to be chilly though. Highs only in the low 40s, and then tomorrow night, lows probably. We'll still have some winds, so we'll have to see if we get any radiational cooling night. Lows probably in the upper 20s, and then Thursday be a little chillier, and then when that Arctic front comes through, Thursday's going to be struggling to get to 40, but when that Arctic front comes through, the temperatures are really going to drop. This only goes out till 7 o'clock on Thursday night, but that's when that Arctic front will come through. As far as sky cover goes, we're probably going to be dealing with some clouds both days. Get these soundings here. Yeah, a lot of high clouds for tomorrow probably, and Thursday we'll have the clouds from the Arctic front. Let's go to the European. This will take us a little further, so give you a little more of that. What that Arctic front is going to look like as we get into Thursday. You see it come down. There it is. But it's going to be kind of a going by the north, the core of this air. So the winds go to the north Friday night, and then as we get into Friday, northeast, and then east, and then eventually they shift to the south later on in the day. So with this, unfortunately, it's just a glancing blow. The core of it kind of just goes over Maine. And because of that, originally we was hoping it would be a little more of a direct shot, and then bring us some clearer skies. It's still going to be cold, though. So looking at our temperatures here, you'll see what happens here Thursday night, and it really drops. And by Friday morning, you're only in the teens. And then for Friday, we're going to struggle to get to 30. We only have highs only in the upper 20s, which is very cold. And again, if we look at the soundings, unfortunately, we're going to probably be dealing with some clouds. I'll just look at the sounding at this point here. Actually, no, the sounding looks good at 15Z. But 18Z, I think we start having those high clouds come in. Yeah, so maybe the morning will be clear. Of course, if you're in New England, well, it's showing some high clouds there too by 18Z. So anyway, we'll use the GR for the cloud model. So here's tomorrow, and you can see there could be some scattered high clouds around. There'll still be some sunshine, but there'll be some scattered high clouds. Possible jet chunk. Thursday, we'll see more in the way of clouds with the Arctic front. And then it clears out Thursday night, and Friday might start off with sun, but then these high clouds kind of creep in from the south. So I'll have to see. If they're a little further south, maybe we'll get a little more sunshine. We'll have to see what happens. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up. Have a good night.